So we've been let out again, and this time it's me and Prog. We're off to the cinema. We're off to see the new Jurassic World films.
I'm in or what?
So it's the third film in the second trilogy. Purposely avoided reviews, but I have heard that it may not be as good as the others, but we'll see how that goes. We grew up with the Jurassic Park films. We loved it. We did a podcast on it, so check that out. It's on YouTube and on the podcast sort of audio channels out there. Yeah, but look, thinking back to that, we were a huge fan of the film. I went to the cinema 3 times to watch it. So the original 3 adults are back. So Sam Neill, Laura Dern and Jeff. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing Jeff. So anyway, let's just jump straight in and see, hopefully, whether it's a good film or not.
Firebombers, be gone.
Don't move.
So we literally just got in the car after watching Jurassic World Dominion. Is that what it's called?
I don't care what it's called.
Well, I don't know about you, but what a funny film. It's 2.5 hours long, 2 hours 20.
It was long. It just felt long.
It was about 4 films rolled into one. It's unbelievable. It's
so much going on.
There's too much going on. There's, at the end, they walk out and there's 10 characters.
Yeah.
10 characters being rescued.
Yeah.
And that's without a couple that have died along the way.
Well, you'd think with all those dinosaurs, more people would have died. I walked out of that film thinking dinosaurs aren't that big a deal.
So this film it's basically Jurassic Park meets Indiana Jones, meets Tomb Raider.
And not in the good way.
Yeah, Resident Evil.
I think there were some good elements. Some of the set pieces were quite good. I liked the majority of the actors involved. And anytime Jeff was on the screen,
you were laughing every time.
I love him, like, he's brilliant. But that film was a mess.
And I think it's simply because they've tried to cram far, far too much into it. I just think it's far too much going on. There's far too many characters. It's brilliant that they brought back the original 3 characters.
Yeah, and in fairness, they did well with what they were given.
But at one point, it felt like there was about 3 stories happening all at once, because they were trying to bring people together.
I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to have these they were trying to have like an intricate plot where the separate storylines would interweave with each other at the end. I get what they were going for. The problem is that the separate plot lines were so convoluted or had so much going on their own that by the time you get into the last third of the film, it just felt like I was bored because it was so much. I was just like, oh, can we just like get this over with? It was weird because the last one we did was Top Gun Maverick, right? And even though I had my issues with that film, I thoroughly enjoyed it because it was a spectacle. And that's what I wanted from this. I was prepared to forgive. When I go to the cinema, I'm prepared to forgive some of the poor elements in a film if it's entertaining, or if it's something I feel like I'm glad I went to the cinema to watch it. And with Jurassic Park, that's what it should be. Yeah. It's dinosaurs, for God's sake. And some of the shots were amazing with the dinosaurs in the real world, but yeah, it just, do you know what it felt like to me? It's a bad word to use because I know it's wrong to use it because it's really hard to make a film, but it felt lazy. Yeah. But I get the feeling that they were so close, like they couldn't like remove themselves from what they were writing enough to see where the flaws were.
On the whole, right, we've just slated it for the last 5 minutes, but
are you going to recommend this?
I'm not going to. I enjoyed.
Are you going to take your favourite position of being on the fence?
Look, I think if you're a huge fan of the Jurassic Park / World universe, I think go and see it, even if it's just for the original 3 characters.
Why do they always have to go bigger?
Yeah, I was disappointed. Let's put it that way.
I can't recommend that film. I'm not saying it's a bad film.
Yeah.
It's not a bad film, but I wouldn't say to someone you need to go to the cinema to watch that.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the Jurassic Park films, okay, maybe you'd want to go and watch it, but to everyone else, I would say just wait until it's on a streaming site.
Or go back and watch the original. Evan also went to watch this movie, and he went with his daughters earlier. So here's Evan's thoughts.
I've got to say, I'm a little disappointed. The storyline I thought was a bit weird. At certain points, it was almost like Jason Bourne versus dinosaurs for the first half, and then just a weird sort of disaster movie in the second. Also, I did find it a bit too long. They could have sliced off at least, half an hour, 45 minutes off of that, and it would have been a much better film. So yeah, it's overall okay-ish, but a little disappointing.
He's wrong.
And anyway, we'll leave it up to you. I think if you're a huge fan of Jurassic Park, maybe go and see it. Other than that, maybe just wait and wait for a TV edit which isn't 2.5 hours long.
Or an edit that just has Jeff Goldblum.
Well, maybe we should just edit him. And, yeah, but anyway, there we go, guys. Check out our podcast. Comes out every week, and our YouTube channel. Cheers all.